Hi, Coach Ruben here. Let's talk about oil. Oil. I get asked about this all the time. You know, people want to know, is olive oil good for me? Is coconut oil good for me? Is avocado oil good for me? So they want to know. So here's what we need to look at as far as the evidence and the science on this. And it makes sense. I'm going to boil it down really, really simply. First of all, how much of our body is actually comprised of water? Well, at least 70%. Inside the cell, the fundamental unit of the body, it's about 90% water. So here's the deal. What we've shown in the research is that when we eat fat, especially oil is pure fat. That's all it is. Pure unadulterated fat, 4,000 calories per pound, complete 100% fat. So when we take oil into our diet, we ingest it. Now what happens, what we've shown 2004 at Yale University, that oil is going to get inside the cells. It gets inside the cells, all the cells, not just the fat cells. Nope, not just the fat cells. No, it gets inside all the cells. Now, here's what we didn't realize. 2004, we were able to do high-level MRIs to be able to trace every compound coming in and out of the cells. And we show that the oil comes in and we develop this intramyocellular lipid inside the muscle cells. Wow. This was shocking. Now, why is that shocking to the scientists? I'll tell you why. Because the cell is supposed to be about 90% water. But the oil, the fat is oil. Oil and water, do they mix? You already know. They don't mix. You can do this at home. You can take a glass. You put water, you put oil. You put it in there. Okay, where does the oil go? You know, it goes to the top. It forms a slick. Now, what happens out in the river, a lake, in the ocean, when there's an oil breakage, okay? Where does the oil go? It forms a slick on top of the water. But more importantly, what happens to the marine life underneath? It dies, it suffocates. So here's what we're realizing now, that when we eat all this oil at the cellular level, not to mention all the other problems that come from oil, and I'll mention those in a minute, but the thing is, it's going to form an oil slick on the inside of the cell. We never saw this before 2004. That oil slick is now going to plug up and suffocate the cell from the inside. We never saw this before. So it's suffocating the cell because now it's underneath the insulin receptor sites. It's underneath the glucose channels. It's underneath all the things on the cell membrane from the inside. It's causing the cell to suffocate and die. Not good. Not good. Now, eventually it gets cleared out, but some people have oil in the morning with their bacon and eggs. Some people have oil in the afternoon for lunch with their pasta. Some people have oil in the evening with their salad dressing, and that's lots of oil and everything else. So they're having oil 3 times a day. So it's plaguing up the cell. Not only that, we also show research that it absolutely causes damage to the inner lining of the arterial wall of the arteries. So we've actually shown that. So we know clearly there's so much evidence about this now. Yes, there might be some small benefits from some old research studies, but the mounting evidence shows clearly that oil does not do a body good. It's a refined man-made substance. It is a processed food. Remember, there are no trees on the face of the planet that have bottles of oil hanging from their branches. Stop the oil.